week on Asia Down Under, language has an historic significance to the Bengalis. And traditional martial arts is a way to keep the culture alive. Hello and welcome to Asia Down Under. This week we look at the issue of identity. First up, Waitangi Day. It is a day to mark the birth of a bicultural nation. But how is it significant to the Asians now living in Aotearoa? Melda has that story.
Auckland's Okahu Bay came alive to recreate the historic landing of Governor Hobson more than 160 years ago. It's the first Waitangi Day celebration hosted by the local tangata whenua since the signing of the Treaty of Waitangi.
We opened the doors to ensure that all of the Pacific Islands, the Indian community, the Asian community could come here to enjoy this day. The treaty attracts a lot of attention, and we wanted to tell our story about the Treaty of Waitangi, and this day for us is an awesome day.
So here today we're celebrating the starting point where the people of the land, the tangata whenua, the Maori people, welcome the Pākehā people, and today is a day where we give thanks for that and acknowledge it.
The Treaty of Waitangi was signed in 1840, but there is no formal treaty between Maori and Chinese or any other ethnic groups who arrived since, which now makes New Zealand multicultural.
It's an allegiance between Pākehā and Māori. Doesn't matter who comes over here, they establish themselves in relation to the Pākehā. We are the tangata whenua, and we are the status of that, and that oneness to be able to colour things what we feel is appropriate of a way of living together.
I think the significance of the treaty for those of us who are migrants is something we all have to discover ourselves. But for me, what I've learnt is that the treaty allows us to be in New Zealand. It's the agreement that said we could be here.
Well, I mean, the treaty was made between two people, so in that regard, I guess it's bicultural. And, you know, that's what Maori has always maintained, that it is, a treaty between those two peoples. Now, I don't think that is meant to exclude, New Zealand being a multi-ethnic country or indeed multicultural. But, more recent arrivals have got to understand, I think, the treaty in that context.
Waitangi Day became a holiday in 1963 in Auckland and Northland only. Then it became a national holiday in 1974. But not all New Zealanders know the historic significance of Waitangi Day.
I don't know about Waitangi Day. Sorry.
Nothing.
It's something agreement of
I think there needs to be some fairly widespread educational materials, if not programs, targeted at immigrants and Asians to get them to understand what the treaty is about and probably to try and see it from the Maori perspective.
It's important for us to recognise that Māori have self-determination of how they live their lives, and they've given some powers to the Crown around governance, and that any relationships we have with Māori should involve partnership, participation and protection.
Understanding the treaty is one way to embrace the history of our nation.